Well, hello, my outdoorsy friends. It's your favorite time of the week. That's right. It's time to head to the official gear garage of Deargearabby, Garage Grown Gear. Our friends over at GGG are here to make sure that all of you, my outdoorsy friends, can get the newest outdoor stuff that you need for your next adventure. What kind of stuff, you ask? Well, I got some examples for you. Ready to get gourmet in the backcountry? You're going to want to check out new dehydrated meals from Lux Fly. Made without unnecessary fillers, you can eat hearty and without the risk of unwanted gaseous emissions. That's important for me. Very, very important. Do you want to be special and have the thing that nobody else does? I bet you do. Well, pick up a limited small batch Sam Bob microgrid hoodie. I love Sam Bob. You can customize them. They're great. Anyway. Lastly, did you know that tent stakes perform better if they have their own bag that they can sleep in? Just like you. It's true. That's why you should pick up a zippered stake bag by Pond's Edge LLC. Whatever you're looking for, Garage Grown Gear and Deargearabby are the perfect outdoor combo. So get shopping by heading over to garagegrowngear.com right now.
You got questions going out of your mind. Someone with answers, now that's hard to find. Like the what and the why and the how stuff works, or just where to go to avoid all the jerks. She's Deargearabby, Deargearabby, advice that doesn't suck. Deargearabby.
Hello there, my outdoorsy friends, and welcome to Deargearabby, where we tackle the controversial, weird, obscure, and taboo topics, plus a lot more, that other podcasts refuse to touch. I'm outdoor educator and writer Shawnté Salabert, and I'm here to answer your burning questions about our relationships with outdoor people, products, places, and pastimes. And I want them all, because remember, there are no dumb questions, just smart advice. All right, my repeat listeners, you know how this works. You're going to send questions to deargearabby@gmail.com, and I'm going to answer a couple each week here on the show. And as always, joining me today, the moment you've been waiting for, my partner in gear, the producer of Deargearabby, and a man who has single-handedly destroyed my Instagram algorithm, Colin True.
I would argue I've significantly improved your Instagram algorithm. I find all the things that I know you find funny, and I send them to you.
There's just so much poop in my Instagram algorithm, like so many poop jokes now.
Listen, you've laid claim to the title of, Poop Master 2025 or whatever it is.
That is not my title. I have never laid claim to that. I am disowning that right now.
I think the words, we can't talk about poop enough on the podcast, definitely came out of your mouth at one point. So,
all right, that's probably true. Oh, man. I love right now. It has, Colin, I know you and I live in different counties in Southern California, and we're having different experiences, but we have finally entered, very barely, we've entered the rainy season.
We have.
Do you have? I feel like you are the kind of person that has opinions on everything. So are you a rain guy? What's your deal?
Oh, I'm definitely a rain guy. I liked living in the Northwest. My wife didn't like it so much. That's one reason we left. And I don't really miss the constant rain, but I do like it when it rains. I will defend Southern California when it comes to the rain, though. Because I used to get very upset when I'd see people when I live in other places where it snowed, they'd be like, oh my God, it's going to rain in Southern California. And the locals here would freak out about rain. But if you really put it in perspective, if you grew up here and, 352 days a year, it doesn't rain, it's kind of fucks with your head a little bit. And it would be really, really difficult to make that adjustment, one, on a daily basis, and also driving. Also, by the way, in the Northwest, when it doesn't rain in the summertime and then the rain comes back in the fall, people act like it hasn't rained before. And it's been 3 months, people, and now it's going to rain for 9 months. What are we doing? So it's funny how that goes away. So yeah, I will defend the hysteria that we experience in Southern California when the rain comes through.
That's right. I think it is fair. It is warranted. The only time I've been in a car accident was actually during a gentle rain. It wasn't even a hard rain. During a gentle rain, when the car behind me was so freaked out, they just ran right into me at a stop sign.
Oh my God, it's raining.
Yep. Yeah. So I get it. But I don't know. I love that our rain here is the kind of rain where I could just go walk. If I could walk in the rain and I don't have to feel like I'm being pummeled by, the gods have opened the skies. It's actually nice.
Much like everything else in Southern California, even our rain is good.
Even our rain is good. I'm feeling good. I like that we brought the California rain into the equation. It's like a guest host today, guest hosting with us just silently in the background. If you hear that pitter patter, it's beautiful.
I'll add that in post.
Yeah. Just add it in. Yeah.
Yeah, that's right.
That's right. We could do anything at post.
You can. It's amazing.
That's right. It's one of your many talents. I know what another one of your many talents is asking questions very well. So why don't we kick that off?
Yeah, I don't want to bring you down a notch from your what's the phrase if you're a rainophile PLU something. I can't know. I can remember.
Puvulite.
Yeah, there it is. I think you got it right. Yeah, you're close enough.
Some like rain nerd is going to email us and be like, "You were absolutely
please tell
wrong,
us
you
how
losers."
I didn't even get the wrong pronunciation. I didn't even get the word out at all. But this question might bring you down a little bit because this first question says, "Dear Gear Abby, this might be a morbid question, but is it legal to spread someone's ashes in a national park? Drawing up my will right now, and I don't want to suggest something inappropriate if it's not allowed. Signed, Denise J."
Wow. I like that you are minding your P's and Q's even in the afterlife, Denise. A true steward of the land. All right. I also like that you asked this question, and I don't think it's morbid at all. I mean, honestly, I think most Americans are very reluctant to talk about death, including their own at all, which means that people, I think, are just kind of lost when it comes to the end of a loved one's life and don't know really what to do. So personally, I think it's a great idea to not just plan ahead, but also tell people, what your wishes are, which actually reminds me that I've been meaning to drop a will for a while now. So I should probably take my own advice after we're done with this show. I'm going to write it on my endless to-do list. Yes. So, all right. Great question. Here's the deal. Honestly, I was completely prepared to tell you that no, this is not legal, but I am actually quite surprised and delighted to report that it is absolutely fine in most of the parks.
I'm shocked.
I know, right? I honestly thought this was going to be like a big no-no. I was like, this is going to be a quick
that
answer.
I was going to share about how I probably broke the law doing this exact thing, but maybe I didn't. Maybe this whole time.
Look at you. Anyway. You've just been a legal eagle the whole time. Good job, Boy Scout. Yeah, I mean, one of the few places that doesn't. So, Colin, if you scattered your remains, not yours, you're still here, you're intact. If you scattered those remains in the Grand Canyon, you were doing something illegal. Was it
safe
was
there?
It in the
No,
Grand Canyon?
that's not where I was. No.
Okay, good job. Yeah. Good job. Yeah, because that was actually a decision made in conjunction with the local tribe, since it's not a practice in line with their own cultural and spiritual traditions. So I think that's totally fine. I mean, it's a great reminder to be thoughtful about where you choose to sprinkle your beloved nature nerd grandma. Sorry about that. There are a few caveats, though, for the other parks. So first of all, like most things done on federally owned land, you're going to need a permit for that, at least in most of the parks. So not all of them. I was absolutely delighted, once again, so much delight in this first morbid question, to discover that my loved ones will not need to deal with any red tape in order to just fling me around Sequoia Kings Canyon, which is my personal dream eternal resting place.
Oh.
I know. So yeah, I'm just locking that down in case I forget to drop the will. Now everybody who listens to the pod, Colin knows, all of you listeners know. My gear mom and my stepdad are going to be listening to this episode. You'll find out why soon. Anyways, the majority of the parks that do require a little light bureaucracy, you're going to apply for a special use permit, which some of you will remember from the whole "Can I get married in Yosemite" question about half this podcast lifetime ago. So basically, you're going to fill that out by explaining your activity, scattering human remains. You're going to, it does sound morbid. You need to be the actual owner of those ashes, by the way. You can't just steal ashes and spread them somewhere, just for legal reasons.
That's disappointing.
I'm sorry. You can't just break into a mausoleum. So you're going to fill that out, send it in, and wait patiently for your golden ticket to Scattertown. Okay? The nice thing is, it seems like most parks actually waive the normal special use permit fees because they probably figure you've already been through enough. So once you're approved, you also have to be thoughtful about how you lay your beloved to rest. So here's a few general guidelines. You got to keep the number of participants to a minimum. And by this, I mean the living participants. I don't see anywhere where they're listing that you can't just have a multi-scattering. Okay, so you can have multiple ashes, but just a small number of people there to witness. And I mean, this is probably one of the most important things. You got to choose a location that is far enough away from all the other people enjoying their blissful day in the park with their children or whatever. This means stay away from trails, roads, campgrounds, any other aspect of the built environment. And you can't release ashes into any waterway. So no matter what Uncle Bob requests, he is not getting shot straight into heaven via hot ride and Old Faithful, okay?
I don't think Old Faithful goes that high anyway. So, Bob, be disappointed.
I feel like there's a propulsion aspect, though. And Bob, being lighter than the water, Bob would probably gain some air, Maybe not make it all the way to heaven, alas. And so you really do need to scatter them also. You can't just leave them on a pile somewhere. You're not creating a shrine. You can't bury them, okay? And to that point, you can't also leave any sort of grave marker. What you can do is save a pin on your GPS so you can come back and pay your respects in the future. But yeah, don't leave any signs that your dearly departed was ever there, okay? The idea is for them to become one with the environment and for the rest of their afterlife, okay? There you have it. Enjoy the ultimate trip planning, Denise.
Or. No, you got to go compost. I'm not down with. I was always a cremation guy, and now I'm a compost guy. Compost me. No, my nephew actually works for I don't know, a cemetery, and they offer services. And basically, there is he's in Pennsylvania. There is a way now that they basically just plop you in a plot of land, and you decompose the way you're supposed to, and it happens really quick. And that's and actually then your nutrients are returned to the earth. Because if you burn yourself up, well, even if they plant a tree on you, if you burn yourself up, the tree won't grow. That has to grow around the pot of ashes because the ashes nothing can grow out of the ashes. So I'm pro composting.
I like that. You know what? Yeah, I used to always say when I was younger, I'd be like, turn me into a diamond. But yeah, I think let me go in peace, okay? Put me somewhere pretty and let me just, enjoy.
So throw me in the back of the truck, drive me up to a national park, dump me on the front step, and just let me rot. It'll be fine.
Oh man, that was so good. I love that question. That was a little outside of the box, and I'm here for it. So.
Yes, I am as well.
Yeah, I feel like people love sending in these kind of etiquette questions. I'm just adding syllables.
Just adding some Q's and some T's.
Yeah.
Yeah, I had to scatter my grandmother's remains in Nahant Harbor off the coast of Massachusetts from a kayak because that's where she wanted to go, and I lived there. And I was like, yeah, I'll do that. And then I got out there with the box, and I'm like, am I supposed to be doing this? That was and I'm rushing through. It was not there was no moment where oh, look at this, and I'm scattering, and I'm like, just dump this shit and let's get out of here. I had to hightail it back to shore because I thought I was going to get in trouble.
Oh man, maybe was your grandma the kind that would appreciate you committing one last sin for her?
Yeah, actually, she would be. She was kind of a surly lady, so she probably was happy that I had the potential of getting in trouble with that.
Nice.
With that.
Yeah. Well, I don't want you to be in trouble here, so let's roll it along and get to another question.
All right, here we go. Dear Gearabby, do people have meet cutes on the trail in the mountains? Could one come back to civilization with a boyfriend? Asking for a friend. We have a lot of people who ask for a friend around here. Signed, Danielle with the 1L. She's back.
Oh, all right. Yeah, that's right. She was an early writer inner.
So apparently Danielle also likes romantic comedies. And is a very romantic comedy view of the world of I'm going to go out there and I'm going to meet the one. I've heard you mention that before though too.
I have. This used to be my dream. I used to think I was convinced when I stepped foot on the PCT, I was like, I'm going to meet my love out here. Sadly, I have yet to find romance on the trail or honestly any other outdoor scenario, but that doesn't mean it can't happen. Actually, that summer, back in, I think it was 2015, when I was on the PCT the first time, I met two hikers whose names were True and Wet Patch. And yes, if you're wondering, he peed himself one night while he was drunk.
That's how he got Wet Patch?
That's how he got Wet Patch.
Well done,
He was a young Australian kid, and it just was very fitting. But it seemed like every 5 seconds, those two would be stopped up somewhere, just cuddling under a tree, and it became kind of a joke inside our little PCT bubble. And it was cute in that kind of, pukey way.
Yeah, pukey way, for sure.
But that same summer, I actually met a girl who had met a guy on trail, dated throughout the whole SoCal section, and then broke up in the Sierra. The Sierra will really test you. And
it's bizarre to me that you had a whole relationship and all you did was hike on a trail. You did nothing else. You said that was it.
It is. You really do slip into another way of being when you're out there. I think it's a lot like working at summer camp. Have you ever done that?
I did. Actually, no, I never worked at a summer camp. Sorry. I attended a summer camp.
I did find romance at summer camp. That was probably the one outdoor place. Yeah, but no, she was so upset she actually stopped hiking when they broke up. So... these probably are not the best examples, Danielle with 1L, but I do have a good one for you. a couple years back, I was hanging out at a lake on the PCT. The PCT is a place for, people like to get, the little fluttery butterflies out there. I was sitting at this lake and I started talking to a hiker named Bam, which is short, and I loved this, for Badass Mama. Her daughter actually gave her that name.
Love it.
And she and I hit it off and we just started chatting, and the rest of her crew kind of rolled up, including a guy named Bad Santa. And I do not know how he got his trail name. I'm so sorry to say. And we all just kind of sat around drinking this beautiful trail concoction that I ended up calling an old trashin', which is basically a mixture of orange-flavored Nun tablets, whiskey, and lake water. That's how you make that.
Delightful.
You know what? That's probably how you're going to get romance out there, because...
Why doesn't Noon use these things for their marketing when they're like at, we're at the Leadville 100. Like, no.
You're missing. You want to make an old trashin'? It's like both dehydrating and then it rehydrates you.
So you can't lose.
You can't. It's like status quo. You're just stasis. It's great. It's also apparently a love potion, because Bam was telling me that she had kind of, she's like, I'm falling in love with Bad Santa. I feel like this is my man. And I really did think this was cute, especially since they weren't college kids. They were, people probably, I'd say, close to middle age. I don't really know either of their ages, but fully grown-ass adults. And so I think when we think about love on trail, it's like, oh, these 20-year-olds just making out for the summer. But this was like, grown-ups. And guess what? They are married now. And
what?
Yep. They got married, and Bam, whose real name is Amy Pike, actually wrote a book about her time on trail, including that little love story. I also make an appearance in the book, which I thought was lovely. The book's called Hike Your Own Hike, and it just came out. I just got it, so I'm excited to read that. But yeah, listen, Danielle, I'm going to be real with you. In my experience, you are honestly much more likely to make friends out there, and that's not a bad thing. Some of my favorite humans are people I met along trails. So, in my opinion, if you want to find outdoorsy love, like somebody who enjoys doing the things you do, look for meetups, look for hiking groups, trail running groups. We all know all of there's been like 700 articles about how people are dating in trail running groups. Just don't be the creep that's like harassing people. Make sure it's mutual. But basically just find other people doing the things you like and just be yourself. And if you're specifically a hiker looking for other hikers to walk the great long trail of life with, and you have an Instagram account, I actually suggest following an account called Trailmate Connections, which is an online personals feed for all manner of dirtbags looking for human connection. So not just romance, also friends and activity partners. And funny enough, one of those amazing friends that I've met while hiking this summer, actually, is the founder of Trailmate. I was stunned because they're very secretive about who's actually behind the account. And when we met, we totally bonded. We were eating Cheetos and we're like, wait, shut up. And yeah, now we're friends. They live really close to me. So we've actually gone out and hung out here in LA a couple times, which is magic.
And now you're getting married.
And now we're getting married. That's right.
I just feel bad that you had to bond over a subpar snack like Cheetos.
What?
Yeah. It's a shame for you guys.
I feel like we might have to end the podcast here and now. Some opinions are meant to be kept in your head, Colin. You don't need to say everything out loud.
Well, listen, if we were backpacking, I'm sure I would love any salty, cheesy, fake, overproduced snack. But just as a general rule, in
there's
my
actually
daily-to-day
not that
life,
many ingredients in a Cheeto. You'd be surprised.
Yeah, except terribleness,
Oh my God, Frito-Lay, don't listen. I'm going to, just to spite you, I'm going to see if Frito-Lay will sponsor a couple episodes next year.
That's welcome. You're welcome to sponsor us.
That's right. He actually loves you.
I love you now.
While daydreaming about future backpacking trips, I had an epiphany. Maybe I could have an even better time out there if I lightened my pack. That's when I decided to try out my very first trekking pole tent, Gossamer Gear's The One. And honestly, it was a match made in ultralight heaven. Weighing in at just 18 ounces, The One sets up in minutes using just trekking poles and a handful of stakes. And what's cool is The One didn't just lighten my pack, it actually simplified my camp setup so that I had more time to enjoy the natural beauty all around me and allowed me to spend more time with my favorite bidet. Gossamer Gear designs products for people on the move. Rooted in a legacy of simplification, their philosophy is that taking less allows you to do more. And if you want to test this philosophy yourself, head over to gossamergear.com and use code GEARABBY at checkout to save $20 on your order of $100 or more. Fjallraven isn't here to conquer mountains, tame rivers, or beat the weather. We're here to go slowly, to tread carefully, and to cherish the visit. For us, the outdoor experience has never been a race to victory. It's an ongoing journey to create equipment and memories that last for generations to come. Our mission is to inspire more people to move with nature. We do this by developing durable and functional equipment that never goes out of fashion. What we really want is to make it easier for people to enjoy spending time in nature on nature's terms. This is our passion. So let's use our vast experience and competence to help more people feel at home in nature, because when they do, they will take greater care of it. So get started on your Fjallraven journey by heading to fjallraven.com today. I love the simple pleasure of Cheetos. I'm glad we had a Cheeto mention in the last segment. I could stay there forever and snack, but I think we should move it along. So what do you have now?
All right. Well, this is a little different question. We haven't had one in this arena in our so far on here on the Gear Abby pod. So let's see what you got for this one, Gear Abby. Here we go. Dear Gear Abby, I'm big into fishing, but only in the warmer months. And I recently inherited my wife's grandfather's entire ice fishing setup, which has me intrigued. I know you've talked about being from the Midwest, so maybe, New Glarus shout out. So maybe you know a little bit about this. My biggest question is, how do I stay safe on the ice? And how do I stay warm? My wife put the fear of God in me that I'll fall through the ice or I'll freeze my ass off out there, but I kind of want to prove her wrong. Signed, Bassmaster.
Well, I truly love helping people prove other people wrong when it comes to their abilities. So, Bassmaster, I love your name. B, you remember correctly that I am from the great state of Wisconsin. Go Pack Go. I also enjoy fishing, but a lot like you, I've never actually gone ice fishing. I've thought about it. I just haven't done it. But you know who has many, many times? My stepdad, Mike, who is so into the sport that he got my sister and I to watch more than one episode of John Gillespie's Water and Woods, which is billed as, wait for it, the Midwest's #1 fishing show. Anyways, so phoning in from an undisclosed...
Is it the only fishing show?
You know what, Colin? We're going to let it have the #1 status here.
I mean, and then it's earned, I guess.
You have it. Wait till you watch it. This is, if you want me to watch the Lord of the Rings trilogy, you're going to have to watch
John
Gillespie. Of John Gillespie, yes.
I'm coming for you, Gillespie. Let's go.
You're going to learn all about what a Frable is. Anyway, phoning in from an undisclosed location near Green Bay, Wisconsin. Again, go Pack Go. My stepdad, Mike Gigello. Welcome to the show, Mike.
Thanks, Shades. Pleasure to be here.
That's right. Oh, and I should let listeners know, my family and friends back home actually call me Shay, so you're learning a whole new side of Gear Abby today. All right. So Bassmaster here has asked 2 questions instead of the one. So let's just start with the first one. How do you stay safe on the ice when you're ice fishing, which is also a thing I've thought about a lot?
Actually, I grew up with a fishing fanatic, so it was pretty easy for me to learn. I just kind of followed his footsteps. I would say the most important thing is to know the body of water you're fishing. There's a lot of different nuances to a lake and a body of water. You might have aerators under the water, which is going to keep the ice thinner in some spots. Things of that nature. So ice is never 100% totally safe. Talk to the locals before you venture out. And if you have no ice fishing experience, there's websites out there where you can find people who would love to take you out ice fishing. Just, get online and find one of these people and go out with them. A lot easier than trying to learn it on your own.
Oh, yeah. But is it like icefishingescorts.com?
Exactly.
Yeah, very popular in the Midwest, I'm sure. If you live somewhere cold, you can find one of those.
Help you stay warm in the hut on the ice. Is that what?
That's right. Brown chicken, brown cow. This is wrong. We're talking about stepdad, Colin.
Well, you brought him on the show.
Oh, it's true. It's true. Mike can take a joke. He's a funny guy. Yeah, I mean, I think, are people, okay, so one more, I'm asking this question, Mike, when you go out on the ice, are you just walking out there, in tennis shoes? Do you have to have special shoes or cleats or something for walking on frozen lakes? I'm just used to, I know people who ice skate on lakes, but not a lot of people who are out there walking on lakes.
Yeah, here in Wisconsin, there's usually snow covering the ice. So it's pretty safe and easy to walk on it without cleats. But until you get a good snow cover, there's nothing like a good pair of creepers to attach to your boots to keep you from falling on your ass.
Creepers. I love that. I have never, ever heard that term before. So you have taught me something new, which I'm going to Google once we get off the call.
Watch that search history where you're searching
Creepers. All right. So, like I said, Bassmaster asked a twofer. We've got another question here, which is, how the heck do you stay warm out there? I know how I do it in the mountains in the winter, but I feel like sitting on a frozen lake all day is a whole different vibe. So what are your pro tips for staying warm while you're ice fishing?
If you live in the Midwest, which we do, you already have everything you need to spend a day on the ice. You probably have boots, warm clothing, a hat, a scarf, gloves, or mittens. I myself prefer mittens. Keep your hands a lot warmer and they're easier to pull off when you get a fish on the end of your line. So there's really no special equipment required, but there is no end to the equipment you can purchase to keep you warm on the ice. I mean,
I've seen your garage.
There's heated suits. There's portable ice shacks. I myself have 2 portable ice shacks.
Fancy.
Heater, very fancy. Heaters that you can take into the shacks. There's suits, just anything you can imagine to keep you warm out on the ice. If you go out there and you freeze, you're not going to have fun.
That's true. I like the idea. I'm imagining, because I know like the ice shacks you're talking about, people call them shanties, right? Am I thinking the same thing?
Yes.
Yeah, my vision, I've always wanted to go in one of them. So maybe I will have to make that dream come true this winter when I'm home. But yeah, I'm envisioning like a little cabin on the ice at this point. Like somebody's building a little tiny house on the lake. I can roll with that.
Actually, there's a lot of lakes that do have rental ice houses that you can go out there and stay for 3 or 4 days,
What?
5 days. Oh yeah, they have comfortable beds and heaters and TVs and just everything you need to spend 4 or 5 days on the ice. They're pretty amazing. They'll even deliver you meals.
What? That's wild. All right. Yeah, we just had an episode or two where we talked about people who wanted more bougie, like luxury outdoor experiences. So I feel like that falls right in the realm. Wow. All right. Well, Mike, I have a final question for you before we say goodbye for now. And that is, this is a tough one. This is maybe the toughest one of all of this. What do you like better? Ice fishing or pierogi?
Oh, say that's so unfair. Unfair. You got a dark side.
All right. I won't make you answer that, Sophie's choice.
I love them both equally.
Oh, okay. All right. Well, I'll let you pass with that this time. We may have to have a deeper discussion when I get home. I like that I heard Mom laughing in the background. Gear Mom is also on the call. All right. Well, Mike, thank you so much for joining me today. I really appreciate this. I think is this your first podcast appearance?
Yeah.
All right. Well, we may have to have you back. Probably the last. We'll find another question for you. All right. Well, thanks, Mike. Have a great rest of your day, and I will talk to you guys later.
All right. See you soon.
We still got one more question to go. So you want to launch it at me?
I do. This is one I may have to ask and then leave the recording booth because I have so many opinions on this topic. But I'm gonna do my best just to sit here and be quiet.
Oh boy.
And bite my tongue.
Okay, you can do it. Here we go.
Dear Gear Abby, wondering about your advice on rain shells. When are you using which shell type? Are there occasions when you prefer a poncho over a jacket? What are your must-haves on every shell? Talking about features, weight, pockets, ventilation, hood, sleeve, waist adjustment, and such things. In regards to technologies, are you a Gore-Tex fan? Pro or performance? Are you more into Infinium, Windstopper, hard shell? How about alternatives?
Wow.
Dermazax's, not sure about that one, which could also handle water drops instead of water steam, like Gore-Tex. Are you more into the group of less expensive non-branded fabrics that still perform really well? Let's say Marmot membrane.
Wow,
that's an offensive name for you, and that's signed. Not Killian, formerly known as Marcus in the Alps, who framed this as asking for a friend. Why doesn't anyone want to ask their own question?
Guys, just ask your own questions. You can come up with a fake name.
That's hilarious. Wow, man, quite the question, Marcus. Excuse me, not Killian.
listen, not Killian, we don't kink shame on this podcast, even though Colin clearly wants to kink shame you for all of the special fabrics you mentioned.
Yes.
I'm curious. You feel free to jump in at any time, Colin. I know
Okay.
you're a materials guy. You know, Colin used to work for Polar Tech, which y'all learned when we talked about alpha a couple episodes ago. But I love, the best thing about this is that this question was sent over the course of several messages, which I think is cheating at this point since it's like 2 entire episodes worth of questions, not Killian. But whatever, I do appreciate that you keep writing in. So we're going to do this lightning round style. First of all, rain shell versus poncho. The only time I'm using a poncho is because I'm out somewhere like a concert or a theme park and I forgot to bring an actual rain shell. So I have to buy one of those overpriced, flimsy plastic ones that makes you feel like you're walking inside a produce bag. I'd say unless you're carrying a poncho that's heavy enough, I'm thinking here of something like the Six Moon Designs Gatewood Cape, especially since that'll fit over a backpack pretty easy and you can use it as a shelter, so double use. Unless you're carrying something like that, it's just going to flap around so much that you're probably going to end up wet anyways. I've seen it so many times out on the trail. So I always carry a rain shell into the backcountry. For 3-season backpacking trips, I use an ultralight one. My current is a Montbell Versalite jacket, which I've had for probably 8 years, and I only just retreated it this summer with Nick Wax. I use the TX Direct waterproofing spray. For winter hikes, snowshoes, cross-country ski, backpacking trips, whatever, I use a slightly more substantial hard shell. And my steady rider for years has been a really, really old Marmot. I thought it was a preset, but I don't think it is, actually. I think it's a different jacket. But it's a size larger than what I normally wear. That way I could just kind of pile layers on underneath. Is it the fanciest shell in existence? No. Does it keep me dry? Yes. All right. Colin is like, his lips are just pursed together. Like he's really holding it in right now.
You're crushing it. I'm just sitting here. It's okay. You're doing great.
Okay. All right. So features I'm looking for.
10 out of 10, no notes. Keep going.
Okay. All right. So for me, a rain shell is just that. It's a shell layer that's going to keep the rain off my core. So I don't really need it to keep me warm or transform into a tent or look cute in a bar. So I'm pretty minimal in what I look for if I'm buying a new coat, which I haven't in a while, as you just discovered. Basically, I want this. I want a hood that cinches down with enough room for a helmet underneath. I want sleeves that are long enough to cover my entire wrist and that can be cinched closed in some way because I don't want snow getting up there. I want it to be long enough and wide enough to sit over my hips, which can be a real problem if you're somebody with a booty, if you're somebody with hips, if you're somebody with a belly. Like I really still to this day, I was thinking about buying a new rain jacket this year and I tried on men's, I tried on women's. Like I could not find a rain jacket at a certain large outdoor company's store that would fit me. Patagonia. And I am what I would consider to be just I'm an average size person, 10, 12 in women's. So that was really weird to me because every rain jacket had to sit above my hips. So I know I've been working out in the gym a lot.
Yeah.
Like I really have been. And the booty is bootying, but come on, man.
Unless it's like a bike or run version of a shell, like that, it should cover your butt, or at least down to at least cover the top of your butt, and that shouldn't even be
cover the top of the cheeks at least.
Yes,
know?
right.
I don't think I'm asking too much here.
You're not.
Thank you. I also wanted to have a pocket on either side and, a zipper that's big enough to be used even when I have thick gloves on. So not one of those little tiny things. And I want it to be, this is going to be shocking, waterproof, not water resistant. And, honestly, whenever I'm buying new clothing or gear, I'm trying to choose items that are made with sustainability in mind, both materials and process. And for me, it's a bonus, but not necessary if it has pit zips for ventilation. But I've found that for me, I'm going to sweat regardless. So
right.
It doesn't matter.
Exactly.
Yeah. All right. So far, so good, Colin?
Excellent. Yes. I'll say my comments for the end. You're doing great.
Just champing at the bit here.
Of course, it's Dear Abby. I can't. Come on. You always have the right answer.
Wow. I'm glad we have that recorded so I could just play that when I'm.
Except when it comes to Cheetos, but it's okay.
That's not correct. But anyway. All right. So finally, not Killian, we're going to get into your very, very, very detailed materials question. This is where I think Colin's really going to delight in jumping in. You can still find, like the old school way of doing this was waxed canvas. Those still exist. But most people are spending, if you're spending a lot of time in the backcountry, you want something lighter than that. That's pretty heavy. Gore-Tex has always been kind of the standard bearer. You mentioned that. So you asked about their pro versus performance fabrics, and I am always going to go performance because it's lighter and theoretically a little more breathable, which is good for when you're doing active activities, you're hiking, you're biking, whatever. If I was doing something like mountaineering, I probably would opt for the pro because it's just a lot more durable. So you're probably not going to get as many abrasions and things like that. You also mentioned Gore's Infinium material, which is actually called Windstopper now, by the way. And that's because it's windproof, not waterproof, although it is water resistant. So I'm not choosing that for my rain jacket. And as far as proprietary materials, the I like that my go-to when I flub is just saying Bookadababo.
I left one of those in the last episode because it was so good. I'm like, I believe this is great.
It's totally like a subconscious tick. I do not know why I do that other than enjoying family style Italian.
I usually just swear at myself when I can't get through a line. I'm like, God damn it, Colin.
Oh my gosh. But yeah, so the Montbell, weird tongue twister. I don't know why I just had a trouble with that. The Montbell Versalite uses a proprietary material called, in all caps, super dry tech. And you have to. It needs that. It needs like a Law and Order thumping sound. But it's a 3-layer system that's meant to be waterproof, wind resistant, and breathable. And it's worked just fine for me. But at the end of the day, Killian, don't overcomplicate it. You do not need to buy a top-of-the-line fancy rain shell to stay dry out there. Just remember, take care of whatever jacket you do pick. Keep it clean. If it has a DWR coating, which most of them do these days, revive or replace it every so often. And remember, like, the idea of finding something breathable, you're wearing a shell jacket. You're going to be sweaty under there if you're not managing your layers underneath. So that's really like, I don't need pit zips. I don't need the fabric to be super breathable. I need to actually manage what I have on underneath it. So I think if you keep all that in mind, just don't overcomplicate it. If you have a jacket that already works, keep using it.
The last thing you said, the summary is spot on. And the thing about this stuff is, think about what are you using it for and what do you need? Now, number one, Gore-Tex, all these things that say they're breathable, they are not breathable. They rely on moisture vapor transfer, which I don't know about you. When I sweat, I get liquid on my body.
It happens to me every time
right?
I sweat.
So that moisture, so there's no breathability. There's no air that permeates through the membranes. Now there are fabrics like Neoshell from Polartec and a few other ones that kind of make that are breathable. But even then, it's so like the airflow that goes through is so minimal that you still will sweat before the moisture can pass through.
Yep.
So if it comes to like, hey, I'm going to be going out for a 2-hour bike ride or a run, that's where water resistant or something that is actually more breathable, but you just need a little bit of protection because it's going to rain on you. Yeah, do that. If you're going to pull a Gearabby and you're going to be out backpacking, you want the most bomber thing possible because the chances of you like wearing this for an entire day and getting rained on, you want to keep you dry. So it really comes down to what do you want to do? Don't overcomplicate it. And like Shawnté said, one shell, like you said, what's your youngest shell in your collection, Shawnté?
Youngest
8 years.
baby shell, 8
like,
years old.
It's fine,
That's right. That baby, speaking of like crazy rain, that baby got me through a 6 rainstorm day on the Colorado Trail. So that's when I knew I could trust that jacket for life.
Yeah, and most of them is living at the bottom of your pack, and you don't bring it out unless,
Womp womp.
Here comes the rain.
Well, that's it for this episode of Gear Abby. Until next time, send your burning questions about your relationships with outdoor people, products, places, and pastimes over to deargearabby@gmail.com. I'm going to do my best to answer them, or maybe pull my stepdad in again. And of course, head over to your podcast listening service of choice and subscribe, rate, and review to support the pod and personally make my day. And follow us on Instagram at GearAbbyPod to see all the weird things I post there. In the meantime, today's episode was produced by David Karstad and my buddy Colin True. Art direction provided by Sarah Gensert. I'm Shawnté Salabert, and remember, there are no dumb questions, just smart advice.